Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar series. Today, we are in partnership with Edge Hill University. So I'm just going to start off by introducing the team for you. So we have Matthew James, who is our Managing Director. And we have myself, I'm Danielle, I'm the Business Development Executive. We have Lakshmi Menon with us, who's our Principal Consultant. And then we have Merin Aji, who's our Senior Education Consultant. And we welcome today Laura Collier from Edge Hill University. She's the International Recruitment and Marketing Officer for South Asia. And she'll also be joined by 3 students who are currently studying at the university. So a quick itinerary, Lakshmi is going to take us through an introduction to UK education and how to process with A-Law. And then we're going to hand over to Laura at Edge Hill University and also the students she has with her, and she'll give you all the information you need to know about studying at Edge Hill. And then after that, we'll go on to a short Q&A session. In regards to the Q&A session, we do ask you to put any of your questions in the Q&A box or the chat box, and we can make sure they get answered at the end of the session. So I'm going to hand over to Lakshmi. She's going to start our portion of the presentation, and then we'll hand over to Laura after that.
Thank you, Daniel. Welcome, everybody. It's great to see so many of you have joined with us today. Hello, Laura. I hope you're doing well. Every team of A-Law and all students has joined from Edge Hill University. Just a quick introduction. I don't know if there are any new comers for this webinar, or if probably you've attended this webinar, but this will be beneficial for everybody who's joining this one. So for everybody who's raising their hands, posting questions, we will be dealing with the questions as soon as we're done with the presentation. So please stay patient. We'll be answering all your questions. So this is just a brief introduction about who we are and what we do as a company. So it's just going to benefit you as a student, so you know what are the services you can expect from us and how is it that you're going to be taken care of from day one till the time of your enrollment and even after that. So this is just an introduction about us. This is to make you aware of what this company does and what this company can do for you in the long run. So we were established back in 2002, which means we've completed 20 years of working with international students. I personally has been working with A-Law Group for the last 10 years. So I've worked with tons and tons of international students, and the journey for us and with them has been fantastic for all of us. We are a British Council approved agent. We are certified by English UK. It's all important for students to understand what are the accreditations and approvals that your consultancy or the company that you're dealing with need to have before you actually process with them, because I understand everywhere where you guys are coming from, there are tons of consultancies and agencies and companies that does a lot of these services, but you need to know if you're actually going through the right one and if you're going through the one that's going to help you in the best way possible. We do have multiple offices overseas. We've got our head office in Manchester in UK. We've got Merin and Daniel and our top management and directors working from the UK. We do have consultants working from our Indian office. We do have consultants working from our Dubai office. So we are spread across, and we're planning to expand and open more offices this year. We are an official UK university agent. We've got absolutely no registration or processing charges. So anything, any kind of service that you are availing from A-Law Group of company comes to you with zero cost, which means a candidate does not have to worry about what it's going to cost them to get any of the services that we provide for a student. We're very happy and very, very proud to provide continued support to students even after their enrollment. So we'll deal with what are those services in the next slides coming up. Moving on. So when we talk about A-Law Group of companies, you would have seen these names maybe on internet or when you were going through our website. A-Law Study Abroad or A-Law Consulting is mainly a company that deals with students and everybody who wants or everything that's relating to academics. So if you want to go for an undergrad or a top or a postgraduate program, or if you want to go for a research program, anything relating to academics, Elo Consultancy and Elo Study Abroad is a company that takes care of it. Nursing Jobs UK is more for people who are actually looking for full-time job opportunities in the field of healthcare. So there's a nursing aspirant or somebody who wants to become a nurse, and that's their passion and that's what they want to do, and they want to come to the UK and work in the field of nursing or in the field of healthcare. The Nursing Jobs UK is the company that actually supports international nurses to come to the UK to work for NHS and hospitals and private healthcare employers, etc. Nursing Jobs UK also helps students to find part-time jobs in the healthcare industry. So people coming from a healthcare background, people studying healthcare related courses can all benefit from Nursing Jobs UK because it helps you to find part-time jobs as well. Elo Properties is another company of Elo Group of companies that's closely related to real estate, etc. Moving on. So this is how it's going to look like. I'm just going to give you a brief understanding about how it is to study in the UK. I'm also an alumni from UK. I've studied 10 years ago in UK. So I'm just going to share how it was for me. So it's always, for me, it was great at that point of time when I was traveling. I spoke to a lot of people who had gone to UK and shared their experience with me, which made me feel that I was making a very informed decision. It was easier for me to make that decision because I was probably listening to the first-hand experience. So I just thought I can share a little bit of how it is to study in the UK and what is it that you can actually expect for going to the UK. Then we're going to deal with how is it that we apply for it. We do have Laura who's going to explain about university information, scholarships, and other services that the university has. And by 1 o'clock, we'll wrap the session and we'll move to Q&A for 15 minutes. And that will be a time for you guys to interact with Laura if there's anything relating to university and courses. If it's relating to applications or visas or anything of that sort, then we do have a Laura consultants who's joined with us today. Moving on. So how it is to study in the UK. First thing that you need to understand, studying in UK is not just about being in UK or finding a job in the UK. You are probably going to hold that degree that's going to open doors for you worldwide. So everywhere that you go, because every university that we are currently associated with our top class, they have accredited courses, thousands of courses available, spread across different fields of study. So you're looking at maximum exposure when you come to the UK through any of the universities that we're currently associated with. And you need to understand this is an opportunity you are going to have that you can take outside UK anywhere in the world that you go, right? World recognized universities. And now when I say innovative teaching approaches, you need to understand it's very, very important that you have great academics and teachers and, great literature to read on and write exams. So that's one part of the study. It's also important how it is to know how it is in the real life scenario. When I was studying, I was taught how to do interviews and how to do training and development and how employment law works in books and also in a reality. So I was allowed to, or I was, as a part of my curriculum, I could visit employment law courts and see how cases are done. We had CEOs or directors and HR directors coming in and teaching us how it is to form questions for an interview, because I come from a management background. So when I got out after studying, I actually knew this is exactly how it's going to work in an organization, because I've had first-hand information or hands-on experience in knowing how a training and development program works for an organization, because I've actually done it with somebody working in training and development from a company in the UK. So the kind of exposure that I've had, or anybody who studied with me had, was massive in nature, and that's something that you get once you adapt to that UK education system. And just not that, it's about researching, it's about finding your own study materials, it's about becoming this independent person, it's about being this problem solver. So everybody who comes to UK to study always looks for, I'm going to do this course because this is what's going to get me a job. I'm going to do this course because this is what everybody does, or 90% of the people who went before me does. Let's focus on what is that course that you really, really like? What is that subject area that you were really fantastic when you were doing your 10th or your 12th or your schooling? Where does your interest lie? So we're not just landing a job, we're able to land something that we really love, and we're able to establish that and build a career out of it. So the whole idea I'm not completely disagreeing to the idea that yes, we're studying to get a job at the end of the day, but it's also important that we're getting something that we really love and we're really going to excel in, right? So there might be so many people who's taken nursing right before you. There's so many people who would have taken an IT job right before you. There would have been so many people who's taken an MBA right before you, but you need to know, is that me? Is that what I really want to do? Or is that something that I want to excel in and be in that career for the next 20 years or 30 years of my life, right? Let's look at studying as a wholesome experience. It's about developing your thinking abilities, it's about developing your creativity, it's about developing your confidence. Now that's what the employers look for. So rather than just holding a degree, we're looking at a wholesome overall personality development once you are done with the whole education. And it's fantastic. You need to be there to experience it and see what I'm really talking about. You'll have lots and lots of opportunities for volunteering. You'll have a lot of dissertation. You'll have placement opportunities as well. Get in touch with your student councils. Every university has an international student support system. There's everything that you need over there. So if you want to, I don't know, format your resume or see what are the internships available to you, or what are the companies that you can actually apply for. There are so many people to help international students. So please, you make use of that. Don't wait till the last minute before your time runs out, because the minute the time runs out, there's nothing anybody can do to help you. So you need to know, this is my time frame. By this is when I should be getting an internship and things like that. So have a clear plan ahead of you. Make use of the university and the facilities that is being offered to international students, and you're good to go. Right? Next slide. Right. Why choose us? Why choose us is just an explanation in terms of who we are and what is it that we do for students. So you can make an informed decision whether you want to be associated or not. So the whole idea of making a decision is to have facts right in front of you. So you're able to see, okay, this consultancy does this one does this one does this is what's going to cater to me the most. And so I'm going to choose this, or this is what it seems best to me at this point of time. So I'm going to choose this. So it's very important that you have information right in front of you so you can make those informed decisions for yourself. That's going to suit your interest the best. So like we said before, British Council and English Certified UK Agent, very, very important certifications and approvals that consultancies or consulting companies require. 20 plus years of experience. We've got 100% visa success rate. We have wide selection of universities with affordable tuition fees. If you are somebody who's attended webinars before, you would have known that there are so many universities that we associate with different kinds of tuition fee structure that caters to almost everybody who wants to come and study in the UK. We have a head office in the United Kingdom. We will be providing you assistance starting from application to your scholarship, to your visa, even after your post-arrival. We'll take care of the entire 360 processes, cost-free services, and career counseling. Moving on. So just to elaborate on the career counseling, it has a lot to do with deciding on the course. So rather than our consultants telling you, take nursing and this is what you're going to become, take MBA in public health and this is what you're going to become. So I'm probably just telling you what you already know, because it's all available on the website. You know what jobs to do when you take a certain academic program. But the whole idea is to finding a career for you has a lot more to do with just finding that course for you. Finding the right course for you has a lot to do with finding the right career for you. So there's that word, right course. So what is the right course for me? Let's take into account, what is your interest, basically? I'm somebody who liked management and organizations and things related to that. So I researched more on it and I thought, this is what I want to do. Where does my skill lie? So I've got interest in this, and I'm going to see, okay, these are the areas that I'm very, I have my skills, or these are the areas that I have, say, a base skill, but I want to develop on it. Do I have the aptitude to excel in what I really want to do? Let's combine all that and let's figure out a course that's going to be more suited for you. And let's combine that with the future career prospects of that particular course. So rather than just going for, I'm going to do an MBA and then I'm going to be an HR manager, or I'm going to do nursing and I'm going to be a nurse, let's just take into account, where's my interest, where's my skill, where's my aptitude, so that we are actually in a program that we like and we adore and we're going to excel in. And once we move out of it, we're in a job that we like and we can explore and we can excel in. So it's very important to find that correlation between what we study and what we do for a living. Otherwise, we can all get bored in between, right? So let's just focus on that, and let's just not follow the herd and go with what everybody is doing or studying, right? Registration is a very simple process. We just need your updated CV, your 10th, your 12th, your degree certificates, your CV, your passport copies, and IELTS score for courses that's applicable. Then our consultants will assist you in applying to the universities on your behalf and do the follow-ups for you, right? Moving on. So these are all the educational services that we provide to students who, so first we have application assistance, then we provide mock interviews, just like a session of an interview, how it's going to look like. It's called, just to break the ice so that, these are the kind of questions that you can expect and how is it that you're supposed to answer and things like that. It helps you to ease into the direct interview with the university. It helps you to break the ice and feel less anxious because you've done this before. It's more or less like that. So it's very important for students, especially students who are attending interviews for the very first time. And we do have direct university interviews that we will be scheduling on your behalf. We will take care of the weekly follow-ups and updates on the status of your application. We'll take care of the compliance check and visa processing and submission of the visas. Then we do have a pre-departure orientation program where all the students who's traveling in that particular intake come together and we discuss everything that you need to know about UK before you travel. We will be more than happy to provide you with any assistance relating to your accommodation and travel and pastoral care and enrollment. Moving on. These are the partnered universities that we currently, I think we've had lots and lots of webinars from all these universities over the last few months. Moving on. Just a brief of Edgell University. We do have Laura to explain to you in detail. It's been named the Modern University of the Year in Times and Sunday Times in the year 2022. University of the Year in 2020-2021. Then it is a gold award for consistently outstanding in teaching, learning, and outcomes for students. Top 10 modern university and top 5 university campus. Lots and lots of scholarship opportunities available. Laura will explain all that in detail. Moving on. Student testimonials. They are available and more legible on our website. These are just journeys of the students who's gone before you, who has been associated with us, and them sharing the experience and letting you know how helpful it was for them to go through this process and how it has benefited them. Please go and read it once you have some time. It's very important that we know there are people who's had similar journeys as us right before and how it was for them. It's going to help you decide what's best for you. Right, moving on.
Hi all, my name is Arjun Nair and I am happy to say that I got admission in the University of South Wales for MSc Management with the help of ALU Consultancy, and ALU Consultancy had helped me a lot for my admission processing, and till now every services that are provided by the ALU Consultancy is good and I am also comfortable with it. And in my own experience I had gone to their office in Cochin and in Carnival Info Park, and I have met all the staffs and I am very much happy with the service, and I wish Yellow Consultancy for the future success also.
Hi, my name is Tito Thomas. I'm studying in Montfort University, Leicester. I'm currently pursuing my master's in pharmaceutical biotechnology. It was my dream to come to UK, and it has been achieved through Yellow Abroad Consultancy Limited. They have been helped me a lot and through all of my applications. I always opt Yellow Abroad Consultancy. Thank you.
Just few video testimonials of students who has gone. We've got a lot, I think few more available on the, but because we've got a time shortage, we're just playing few. That's all for me. Thank you for patiently listening. Laura, over to you.
Thank you very much, Lakshmi, and lovely to see you again. Hopefully to see you in a couple of weeks when we're visiting Kerala again. But yes, thank you very much for that introduction. And I'm obviously introduce myself. My name's Laura Collier, and I'm actually the International Recruitment and Marketing Officer for Edge Hill University, and I look after the South Asia region, so India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Pakistan. And today we've got two students from Edge Hill University, two current master's students who, if I can ask Saksham and Emmanuel, if you wouldn't mind joining us. Is there any way to have us on the main screen so that everybody can see us? Hopefully everybody can see us now. So thank you very much for inviting us, and I've got Emmanuel and Saksham with me today. They're going to introduce themselves and tell you where they're from, but it's really important to know that even though ALOR are based in India, they also have a UK-based office and are open to, applicants and interest from many different countries as well. So without further ado, first of all, Saksham, would you please introduce yourself, tell them where you're from and what program you're currently studying at Edge Hill University.
Hello everyone, I'm Saksham Bansal and I'm from India. So currently I'm pursuing MSc Psychology Convergent program. So it's been really good experience till now. So my classes have been over now, so my dissertation is due. So I'm doing well till now. So it was really a good experience. Yes.
Thanks, Saksham. And Emmanuel, you the same again?
Oh. Hi, thank you, Laura. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm from Nigeria. I'm currently studying public health nutrition, and I'm an MSc student. Thank you.
Thank you very much to both of you. And actually, Emmanuel, whilst you're speaking, please could you tell everybody who's listening, why did you choose Edge Hill University? So Emmanuel, if you can go first.
Yeah, thank you, Laura. I chose Edge Hill University because of the course-specific interest. I have had a couple of experience on public health nutrition. But now I have the right knowledge from the right university. And now I could give a sort of a policy recommendation on what to eat, what to consume, and what are the metabolic disorder you could get if you consume something in the wrong order or in the wrong proportion. So it's just course specific for me. Thank you.
Well, actually, that's a really good point, because at Edge Hill University, our public health course isn't just public health, it specifies in nutrition. So what made you want to do public health nutrition over just general public health?
Yeah, because the public health nutrition aspect, in the recent time, there is now kind of an increased rate of different related metabolic diseases associated with nutrition. So for me, from my background in Nigeria, where people just want to consume anything and anything they feel like, sort of. So now I am trying to learn more to be able to improve my community and my country specifically, and to provide a sort of, a scientific guidance on healthy, well and eating habits.
Lovely, thank you very much. And Saksham, over to you. Why did you choose Edge Hill University?
Thank you, Laura. So I was looking for the university, not in the city, but near the city. So not in a rushy area. So I found HL University, which is not quite far from the cities, but also in a calm town. It's situated in the Omskak. So if any student is looking for the university, which is not in a rushy cities, and it's also full of nature, the town and the university as well. So I was my main aim was to choose a university which is like more focused towards the nature as well, and are in a calm place. So that's why that was my main reason to choose Edge Hill University. So it is also not quite far from the main two cities. So it is situated between both of those cities. Like one side there's Preston and one side there's Liverpool. So if students have any important work in the cities, so they do not have to worry about anything. So the public transport is also available every hour.
Yeah, it's really important to say, actually, Edge Hill University is a campus university. So as you quite rightly said, it's not based in a city centre, but because of the public transport and easy access, it means it's very easy to get to Liverpool in half an hour or Preston in half an hour from Ormskirk, which is the town that Edge Hill is based in. So obviously you've chosen to study MSc Psychology Conversion. Psychology Conversion is what it says, a conversion program. So you didn't study conversion before. What did you study beforehand, and what is it that made you want to go into psychology?
So I studied law before in India, and afterwards I worked in a law firm for 1 year. So I was looking for a change of field, and I was specifically looking in the health sector. So that's why I chose psychology, because after doing this program, I can further specialize in like educational psychology or forensic psychology as well. And Edge Hill University also have health psychology program, which I can pursue afterwards also. So I was also looking for the university which can give me more options after completing my present course. So that's why I chose psychology conversion specifically in the Edge Hill University.
Great. So actually, while we're with you, Saksham, can you tell me a little bit more about how your experience has been at Edge Hill University? Obviously, you and Emmanuel both started in September 2022. So how has your experience been so far? And is there anything that you think is stand out about your experience at Edge Hill that you wouldn't have got at other universities?
So at Edge Hill University, they have been providing opportunities to the students, like internship opportunities. After like every month, they organize seminars in the university, from which students can talk to the like job career fairs, and everyone who are organizing the jobs fairs, and they can help the students to get an opportunity to start the job after completing their course. So other than that, the Edge Hill universities also provide the sports services, such as like extracurricular activities in which students can take part and enhance their CV, so that they can grab the job opportunities. If compared with the other universities, like some universities are more focused on the theoretical part of the course and do not provide the extracurricular activities opportunities. So I think that is also the necessary part which students should focus on while choosing the university.
So how has your experience been overall at the university?
So overall, my experience is really good, and it's going great. And I'm also looking forward to do my internship in the upcoming month. So I'm going to apply for them. And I also want to tell you about the accommodation at Edge Hill University. Edge Hill University provides like affordable accommodation, which starts from the price range about 75 to 80 pounds per week. And if we look for the off-campus accommodation in the town of Ormskirk, it is very expensive. So students have the opportunity to apply for the on-campus accommodation as well. So it is also the good factor for me because I want to live in the university as it is the campus university. So it is really good that we are living in the university while studying, and the affordability factor is also most important for the international students because everything is provided inside the university. Even the departmental store and everything is available in the university.
Yeah.
And the HL link bus is also available every 20 minutes to go to the town.
Yeah, so whilst we do obviously have the town of Ormskirk close by with supermarkets and the trains to different areas and places to go and eat and drink, we do, as you rightly said, you know, have everything that you could need on campus. We've got the sports facilities, leisure facilities, you know, socializing places, places to go and buy your groceries as well. So thank you very much, Saksham. I'm actually going to pass over to Emmanuel now. So Emmanuel, can you tell me, how has your experience been so far at the university, and what activities on campus or what experiences have you had that you feel that you got most from by being at Edge Hill University?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been fabulous experience for me. I enjoy the support system personally that I've received from the academic tutor, my personal academic tutor, and then the conversation, the sort of engagement has been so personal. And then the teaching faculty is quite great and excellent. You could imagine the technical aspect of the teaching, the seminars, all of these were really met my expectation, and give me a quality experience about something I will always appreciate every time about my experience in the university. And one thing more is about the sport facilities. I enjoy badminton a lot, and that really, most times I just take off time to relax and then to play with different people from different backgrounds. And the Global Cafe, which also brings all international students together, was very amazing. You could imagine talking to different people from different continents, different background, and then you have about 2 hours almost every week to play around, to have some cupcakes, and then to drink and all of that. So it's been quite great experience for me, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that Edge Hill University does specifically well is the dedicated international student support that we have on campus. So whilst we treat every student the same, we also go that extra mile for international students and try and provide that multicultural opportunity for you, not just to have a UK experience, of which you will definitely get a big UK experience at Edge Hill, but also that you have the opportunity to mix with other students from your own nationality and from every nationality globally that we have represented. I can certainly say, I don't know what your experience is, but I know that we've got staff and students from over 40 global countries represented on Edge Hill University's campus. So maybe we can talk a little bit more about the student support and the services that are at Edge Hill. So Emmanuel, can you tell me a little bit about some of the student support services that you've accessed and your experience of that?
Yeah, thank you, Laura. From my experience, I've had personal chats sort of on my career development with the university support system. It's kind of almost an hour. You could imagine having a talk for an hour about my plans, my dreams, what do I want to do, what are the websites I need to start checking on to get jobs and all of that. So for me, I think Edge Hill University have a very strong support system for the students and then not only preparing you for just the academic rigor, but also for your career progression, and also to keep your interest that you already have before coming to the university. And also the mental health support system is also quite good. It's not just if you need some help about saving your money, or getting some cheap affordable food and all of that. It's also very good. And then you also want to enjoy the privilege of the transportation system, where you get being picked up from your university up to where you will get to the city center. So it's so very interesting that I just saw it as sort of, icing on my cake, kind of. So it's been fabulous for me, really.
Yeah, so as you mentioned there, it's probably important to say that what you're talking about is the EdgeLink bus, and that's the bus that takes students and staff for free from the campus to the local town of Ormskirk. You can walk it in 10 minutes, but for those, if it's raining or if you don't want to walk or you've got big bags of shopping, you can get that bus for free, and it's every 20 minutes, as you said, between campus and the Ormskirk town centre as well. So we try and provide whatever we can for students, all students, to make their lives as simple and as enjoyable as possible at the university. So actually, I'm going to pass back over to Saksham and to talk about maybe some of the support and the services that you've received and accessed during your time at the university, and tell us a bit about your experience with that.
Yeah. So for once, I have received the wellbeing support services from the Edgehill University. Like if the student is going through stress, it should be of any kind, like mental health related to studies or anything. So they can contact the Edgehill University Wellbeing Support Services online as well, and they can get appointment either in person on call or a video call appointment. So if they have any issue which they cannot talk it about with their friends or family, so they can get in touch with the university, and they are ready to help at any given point of time. And if you want to get appointment with your GP as well, in that case also Edgehill University helped me once to get an appointment with my GP. So because in the UK it is very hard to get an appointment with the GP to discuss any kind of issues with our health. So Edgehill University's wellbeing support team also helped me once to get the appointment. So I have used these services. And if you want to receive a part-time job in or around Ormskirk, so you can also contact the career services in the Catalyst library provided by the Edgehill University, and they can help you make your CV, and they can help you prepare for the interviews to get and grab the part-time job opportunities. And so it is very helpful for the international students, because we are allowed to do 20 hours per week. So it is very necessary to be prepared for this. So I think Edgehill University helped really well in this case also.
Yeah, and it is, again, very important to say that whilst you are allowed to do up to 20 hours part-time work whilst you are studying in term time, we also want to make sure that you are focusing on your studies as well, to make sure that you are not doing too much work that then is going to impact negatively on the studies as well. So very important to remember that when you are thinking about studying overseas, and making sure that you've got the finances to support you, because you can't rely on part-time work opportunities. One, because you won't be able to do enough hours to be able to support yourself, but also two, because you don't want it to impact on studies. You're there spending money in the UK at the university, to study, and that should be your priority as well. But yeah, absolutely, the Career Service are a great service. They help with placement opportunities, internships, and also with part-time work, as well as career development options as well, and volunteering time. Along the lines of student support, why don't we talk about the dedicated international student support officer, Kay, that we have on campus, and talk about your experiences working with Kay, and how she might have supported you.
Yeah, so Kay is the main international sport officer at the university, who organizes events for the international students, like Global Cafe, which Emmanuel talked about. And it is very good event for the international students, in which every international student can come and like talk to each other, one another in this event. And K is ready to help for any international student whenever they require any help. Like in any case, instead of organizing events for the international students, they can email and or contact K anytime for any query, because like K is the main part of contact if any international students want to talk about something. So I
Yeah.
think this is good.
Yeah, great. So there isn't very many universities that have somebody dedicated just to international students, and she's been doing the job such a long time and she knows exactly what she's doing, but she treats every single international student as an individual and quite often has good, strong friendships with international students as well. So maybe let's move back to Emmanuel, and maybe we can talk about your experiences with international student support and with Kay, and maybe some of the trips or activities that have been put on.
Yeah, thank you, Laura. One of the major support system I've also received personally is the English language support system. At the Edge University, you have the opportunity to take maybe your draft assignment to someone who is more native to edit for you or to look at it for you. So the English language support system at the Edge University is also something you want to consider. You want to consider to improve your speaking, to your writing, and all of that you could get on with some hours on it weekly. And also for the Global Cafe support system that brings about all the international students together, you don't want to miss that really, because you have the opportunity to have a time out sort of to relax, to play with different instruments. And then if you have some cultural wares you want to showcase, you could break that on. People will be interested to have a time to discuss about your culture, your food, your personal interest, something you want to showcase alongside with the Global Cafe. And then we got a system that you need to sort of have a kind of know your environment system, where you visit Liverpool, some of the tourist attractions, and then you visit some nice environments, the beach, the waterside, which all is being organized by Kay and the Global Cafe support system. So it's a kind of quality and something that's too fake on my part for being a student of IG University, and also to be able to be actively involved, engaging, and meeting quite a number of people, both from India, from Nigeria, from the US. So you have a very different mixed feeling about it.
Yeah, so just to give a bit of context to that, obviously we have a Global Cafe, which is a themed cafe for a couple of hours weekly during term time. So those themes change, and quite rightly, as Emmanuel said, we have themes where students can say, I want to celebrate a particular culture, my culture, I want to share that with other international students. So that you just need to go and speak to Kay, and she's like, no problem, let's work together and we can put that on. So we've had themes for the coronation, we had Diwali Global Cafe earlier on in the year. So all of those things we do put on, and we are fed through that by the students as well, and we have a really high uptake. In addition to that, we also organise other activities and events. So as Emmanuel mentioned, we go to Liverpool, we've gone to North Wales, there's Manchester and Lake District trips as well, and also tours of the local areas or tours of the campus earlier on, just so that you get to know your environment and that you can understand where things are and what to do and where to find the best shopping place for your groceries and things like that. Just before we carry on, Emmanuel, I'm just going to go back to Saksham very quickly. Saksham, can you tell us about any of those trips that you've been on? Because I think you've been on a couple as well.
Yeah, I've been to Liverpool, and I've been to the latest trip to Lake District. So it was a very good trip, and most of the students, like every time the bus was full. So it was really great experience. So I think the students should never miss if they get this opportunity, and they should because K emails every international student to reply her back as soon as they can to join this trip, and because so that the students can join on time. So I think it was a great experience to go on these trips with K and other international students.
Because they're also free of charge, these events and
Yes.
activities, aren't they?
Yes.
So it's a great chance to explore the wider part of the area without having to pay anything. So that a train would cost you to get up to the Lake District or to, you know, other places, but actually we put on that bus for free for the international students, for you guys to go and see different things and experience it. Have either of you also been to some of our meals that we've put on, like the welcome meals and the farewell meals, Thanksgiving, for example? Emmanuel?
Oh yeah, sorry, it's got scared. I think I've been able to attend the last final what's it called now?
The farewell.
Farewell. It was so emotional for all of us to have the last get together as an international student for this 2023 academic session. We had a couple of pictures just to keep memory, and then we also had quality meals, which is sort of based on your diet plan, if you are allergic to different type of meals. So in Edge University, you can select what you are allergic to and take it off, and then you could have a nice meal. So it's an inclusive system for everybody, that you don't need to say, oh, I don't like too much salt, then you don't need to eat. So you could actually, they plan for all of us together. So the farewell was kind of very emotional for me, and I think it's sort of something I will never forget. And then the opportunity to see the smallest house in Great Britain, I never saw that before. It's so small. And then the experience was like, oh, someone lived there before.
That was in North Wales, wasn't it? That was in
Yeah.
North Wales in Conway.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. And Saksham, what about you and your experiences with the meal, like the big meals that we've put on for the international students?
Yeah, I've been to Thanksgiving meal and the latest farewell meal as well. And the students can also give any allergic advice and the meal requirements and email that to the K as well. And she will make sure that every student that is coming, they have everything they want to eat. So everything will be present at these meals. So they don't have to worry about what is available or not. And students do not have to worry about whether they should not go because of the dietary requirements. So it is very great things that K organizes for international students. And also K organizes quizzes in the Global Cafe event, in which she also gives like prizes to the students who ranks like first, second, and third. And it is very exciting. And these are the general quizzes like every international student can take part about the countries and their cultures, which is good. And students came to know about the different cultures through these quizzes as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm just going to go back over to Manuel. Let's start talking about everybody's favorite subject, food, because I think it's a really important topic. And obviously everybody, no matter what nationality you're from, we always have a common interest in food. So Emmanuel, like, what was your experience of coming to the UK and experiencing food? And also, what's the food on campus like?
Yeah, thank you so much, Laura. This is quite very an important session, really. For me, as a Nigerian, I like so much spicy, sort of hot food. And then I had the privilege to also have some of these spices meal at the Edge University. So also, if you also want to bring in some of your, your spices meal or kind of little spices, you could also add to yours. The meal on campus is quite very nice. You'll be sure that it's safe, it's healthy, and it's nutritious. to tell you more that LG University is also promoting food sustainability, healthy food, which supports the environment, and then it also reduces waste. So when you go to the campus, maybe almost in the evening time, you tend to buy food so cheap, less costly and sort of that. So this is a cheat code, isn't it? So so this is some of the things you could enjoy on campus and the meals. Yeah.
Yeah, and the menus are always changing on campus as well. There's about 4 or 5 different eateries just on campus where we've got those that specialize in street food, and you've got cafes and Subway and things like that. I'm just going to go back over to Saksham quickly and ask about your experience of, food coming into the UK and also, the food on campus.
Yeah, so like I'm a vegetarian, so I always look for the vegetarian options. And at Edge Hill University, they always have the 1 or 2 dishes prepared for vegetarian students as well. And they also have especially the Roots Kitchen, which is a vegan kitchen for the vegetarian students. And they continuously change their meal plans, and students can also give their feedback if there's nothing they don't like about any meal. So other than this, they have McCall's departmental store from which students can buy their groceries at any point of time. And Subway and cafes are also available. And there are pizza trucks, and coffee truck is also available in the Edge Hill University, which is very, very great. And they also keep on giving the vouchers to the students for these trucks in the Edge Hill University hub, Sage's Food, so that students can use their vouchers at any time if they need to eat any food from them. Yeah.
Yes, so it's really affordable, tasty food, lots of choice and opportunity there as well. What about if you don't want to eat on campus? What is there in the local area? Where have you been, and what would you recommend students to think about when looking in the local area of Ormskirk for food?
Yes, Laura. So that in the Ormskirk town, I have been to Passage to India. It's an Indian restaurant, and there's Anokha Takeaway, and their food is very great. And if students want to try something like there's Istanbul Grill also, and this is Turkish restaurant and takeaway. And instead of these, if students wants to go to the clubs, so there are few options in the Ormskirk town as well. And apart from this, like pizza chains like Domino's are also available for students in the town. So there's no problem at all for the food for the students.
Thank you. And the same question over to you as well, Emmanuel. Like, what is there in the local area, and also maybe a little bit further afield as well?
Yeah, I think it's quite similar experience with Saksham about the local area food. You could have access to street food, noodles, if you like fish and chips, which I like so much. You could also have different taste of it, from the Chinese type to the British style, and then you could have different taste of all of them at the local community in the Edge Hill University. And also you could also have some time to take yourself down to the Liverpool city center to also have different meal recipe prepared. And then sometimes also you also want to have some taste of the Chicken Republic, the sort of feeling of, you just want to go to the streets, have your, take your time out and forget all your dietary plans and just enjoy the food and all of that. So it's a kind of a mix. It's a global community that supports individual. You will not be stranded. You will not have, for me, I never had cases of diarrhea because of unprepared food. So you'll be sure that you are just going to be fine with anything you eat.
Thank you very much. And I'm just conscious we've probably got about 5 minutes left. So I'm going to ask the last couple of questions, and let's focus now more on students thinking about studying in the UK and also the arrival experiences as well. So let's think about your arrival experiences and actually, traveling to the UK and traveling to the university. So Emmanuel, can you tell me a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, thank you, Laura. I think from my end, I was opportunity to be picked up by the university support transportation system just at Manchester Airport. So I'm very sure if you come into the UK and you arrive between the scheduled plan, you'll be picked up and then you will have less difficulty in moving out from the airport to the university campus. And also you need to also be familiar with the public transport system where you have to know how to use your direction. That got me really confused at my first time in the UK. And the bus I needed to enter would just pass me by without knowing, because I don't have the knowledge of the public transport system on how it works. So you need to be, take some time to read about how the public transport system in the UK work and how it's been synchronized with the real-time data system and how it keeps changes. And also, one of my greatest experience was also how to move, even to navigate myself out from the big airport. That was my first time. So you need to ask questions, and also if you're confused, you need to walk down to people to guide you, so that it will reduce your time spent without not getting out of what you need to do. So, and the environment is friendly for you to always ask questions. Thank you.
Yeah, British people are notoriously friendly, particularly in the north of England as well, which is where we're situated. And so, don't be afraid to practice your English and to ask questions of people. And, and we're very polite. If you just ask, excuse me, please, thank you. British people are very, very obligatory, so they're very happy to help and answer. So, Sakshan, let's move back over to you. And can you talk about your arrival experience and maybe how the university helped you get settled into life at the university?
Yeah, so I arrived after midnight, so I had to book the taxi. So there's a Omskar taxi services from which we can book the taxi or cab in advance. And the Edge Hill University told me about this. Their airport pickup services told me about this. And also when I reached the university from the Manchester airport, and the security was there to help us to move in. So they give us the key if we're living in the on-campus accommodation, and they help us in moving in. And so it was really helpful and great experience. I do not have to worry about anything because I already booked my taxi in advance from the Omskar taxi services, which was also on time and was really great. So, and the HL University services was also there to support me. So
Okay,
it was really good experience.
Thank you. And either Emmanuel or Sakshan, did either of you join the welcome event, the full day activity where we did talking through different, services that were available to you, and then in the evening had the welcome meal?
Yeah, I think I had the opportunity to join that. We were talked through about the university, how if it worked, how the system worked. We have our student Unicard, which also have some you each have access for you to have your assignments printed free of charge. You also have it to open so many doors, which were not something I'm familiar with before. So the session were very, very of different support systems that were introduced to us. So it was sort of home feeling university system where you will almost be guided, and then you will be given opportunity to also ask questions. And not only that, you will also have the opportunity to send quick email to anyone on campus, and then I'm sure within the couple of hours you're going to get feedback, which is something very, very exciting for me about the university system.
Right. Well, we're coming to the close now, so I've just got one question left for both of you. So I'll start with Sakshan again. Have you got any top tips or something, the most important thing that you can give to anybody listening to this webinar, watching this webinar? What's your top tip for these prospective students when considering the UK, or when you're thinking about coming into the UK to study, particularly like for Edge Hill University?
Yeah, thanks, Laura. So I would advise students to focus on their course for which they are coming, and they should focus on their studies first of all, and what facilities the university is providing them. Are they latest or are they not properly advanced? So it is the most important thing, because we are coming here to study, because the job opportunities will get after completing our course. So it is important to look for the good course, and they should always check the professors backgrounds, how experienced their tutors are going to be. So I checked everything, and I think actually university provided me everything I was looking for. And other than this, and students should be positive at any given point of time, and they should be prepared to face any situation, and they should not forget to be in contact with the university either through email or call, and they should always have the contact numbers of the universities and their email IDs for their use at any point of time.
Thank you very much. And Emmanuel, over to you as well.
Yeah, thank you. I think what you need to do first, if you come into Edge Hill University, is to, or of course to the UK, is when you need to familiarize yourself with your modules and your curriculum expectation, which is already available to you on the website. You also need to look up to how to apply for visa and how to get into the UK early, so that you won't miss some of the opportunities we've been talking over. You also need to be sure that anytime you need help, quickly reach out to people on TAPS, which is very great platform for you to interact with international students, previous students, even some of the international organizations recruiting. So you also need to keep an eye on on your email, so that you won't miss an important update when to apply for your visa, when to apply for when your CAS will be received, when to apply for accommodation. If you are planning to stay on campus, you also need to keep a good smile, have a good time for yourself, and always take it easy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I just have a couple of top tips for prospective students as well. So you've just mentioned, Emmanuel, about the TAP platform, which is the ambassador platform. Both you and Saksham are available on our website. If students want to have a chat with either of you, then they can just go onto the website and type in chat to a student. Or if they just go on the study page, the little grey box in the bottom right-hand corner will pop up, and they can come and have a chat with you about programme or about experience. So most universities have some form of chat platform, so definitely do your research and chat with current students and find out what is their experience at the university before you make, and have that as part of your decision-making process as well. The other thing I wanted to mention is make sure that you try your very best to arrive ready for the induction day, that you have the international welcome, because as we've talked about in this webinar, it's been really important to help set up for the rest of the year what services are available, what are the opportunities, how can the university help, and then also a social experience at the end of the day that we have at Edge Hill University, where you can, get to know and network with international students from many different nationalities. You're all in the same boat at that point, because you've all arrived together and you're all new to the experience and all new to the university as well. And my last point is very similar to what Emmanuel said then, is smile, be positive and get involved with things. Yes, you're there to study and that should be your priority, but make sure you have a balanced lifestyle as well. Socialize with other international students and get involved with activities that are available. Think about what you can do to enhance your own personal development through social or volunteering activities, and really get to know the area that you're in as well, because if you're isolating yourself as a student, or if you're just hanging around with people that you've arrived to the university with, you're never going to have that full experience of developing yourself and stepping outside of your comfort zone. So even if it is easier to just go to the university with people that you've studied with previously and speak your own language and not practice English, don't do that, because it's going to have a big impact on you and your personal development. So get involved and, you know, meet new people, and then you can have friends for life in many different countries across the world as well. So Emmanuel and Saksham, thank you very much. If you can just hang fire, I think we're going to go into a Q&A session. So there may be some questions for you guys to answer, but I'm going to hand back over to Danielle from ALAW now. But thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, Saksham. Thank you, Emmanuel, for sharing your experiences. And I really hope this has been insightful for some prospective students as well. So I'll hand back over now.
Thank you very much, Laura, and thank you, Emmanuel and Saksham. That was brilliant. It's so much great information for information that you wouldn't necessarily get unless you hear it personally from students who are at university and currently there in that situation. So that's great. So we're gonna ask any of the attendees if you want to ask any questions, whether that be directly to Emmanuel or Saksham or Laura from the university, or to any of our team about processing. Please put them in the Q&A box or the chat box. Okay, so we have got a couple already. So what is the process after submitting the application? So Laura, if you want to take that one.
Yes, absolutely. So obviously we always say apply as soon as possible. We are a small university for international. We're very globally diverse, but we have smaller than, say, some of the bigger internationally focused universities. So earliest application is best. Make sure that when you're doing your application that you have a really strong personal statement to talk about why do you want to study this program at this university in the UK, and what are your future plans for that as well. And once the application is submitted, we have a two-stage admissions process. If you are applying for undergraduate, then that's through UCAS, so we stick to the UCAS deadlines. If you are applying for postgraduate at the university, we generally have a two-stage process. So the first stage is where we look at your application form and your personal statement, and we make a general assessment that we think that you will or won't be suitable for this program based on your application form. We then send you an initial conditional offer, hopefully, of which you would need to accept the offer at that point. And once you've accepted the offer, we can then look at your application form again and then assess the documentation that you should have sent as part of your application. So at stage 2, we will look at the academic documentation, your English qualification, your personal statement again, and your letter of reference, and any other requirements for specific programs. And then we will assess it in the international admissions team to see, okay, based on our initial conditional offer, we can then update that to take away some of the conditions, or maybe sometimes take away all of the academic conditions. Sometimes we can say, okay, we can take away the conditions, but they need an interview with the tutor, which I believe Emmanuel went through an interview for his program, I believe. So there are, in stage 2, we do a bit more in-depth processing, and stage 1 is very overview processing. From that point, also at the point where you accept the offer, you will be invited to CAS Shield, which is the visa system that we use. And you will be able to then upload all your required documents, including financial statements. You will be doing a pre-CAS interview as well, which is very similar to the the visa credibility interview. And all of that will then get you to the point where, once you've successfully completed all that process, we will then issue you with a CAS to apply for your visa. And the reason that we want you to apply as soon as possible, our deadlines are a bit earlier than some universities, and also we want to give you enough time to get through the pre-CAS process as well as then the visa process, to arrive in plenty of time to join the start of the program, which is very important because we don't want you to miss any teaching and then you're behind other students, and then it can cause extra stress, which we obviously want to avoid as well.
That's great. Thank you, Laura. We've had a question regarding MBBS, which I know EdShield doesn't provide. But Praveen, if you can send us some contact details, I can't find you on our system. So if you can respond to my message, we can get in touch and discuss that more with you. Okay, so next question. Is the internship paid or not? I think Shaksam mentioned that he was doing a placement. So I think that's maybe what that question is referring to.
Yes, in my course, the internships were paid, and there were limited places. So students should apply, and they should keep on checking their university email so that they can apply on time. And the internships were like hourly based. Some were 40 hours per semester, some were 60 hours per semester, and but all of them were paid. And if the students are not able to get into the paid internship, they can apply for volunteer internship as well, so that they can prepare themselves for the next semester paid internship. So first, the internships are paid for the students. Yeah.
That's great.
I
Sorry,
just want
Laura,
to
carry on.
add on top of that, it's really important to note we don't do full year placements for our postgraduate programs. We quite often during the programs there is placements and internships amalgamated into the program, as Saksham mentioned. And I think Emmanuel, correct me if I'm wrong, but in public health nutrition, there are also some placement aspects as part of that in your program. Yeah, brilliant. So yeah, I just wanted to make a point that we don't do our postgraduate programs are 1 year full time. We don't do an extra year then of placement. We've got hours placements within the program.
Okay, so next one, if we apply for PGCE courses, is there any chance of getting into the program?
We do have international students who apply and are successful in the PGCE programs. Edge Hill University has a background in education, so it's what we started as. We started as a teacher training college for women back in the 1800s. So we have got a long history of education excellence as well. So certainly if students are interested in PGCE, whether that's primary teaching or higher education teaching, or if they want to do something around MA education, which isn't teaching directly, but within the education environment, we offer programs that international students are eligible for as well as that. I will mention that PGCE is applied through the government website because it is a government program, it's a government application, but it is our program. It's just one that is run with lots of hoops to jump through for the university.
Thank you. Okay, someone's asking regarding nursing admission. Edge Hill don't offer nursing. Our team can get in touch with you regarding that. If you send us your contact details on the webinar chat, we can make sure we can discuss that with you. What is the future of occupational therapy in the UK?
That's a very broad question.
Yeah, it's a very broad question. I don't know whether they mean job opportunities, maybe.
We don't offer occupational therapy as far as I'm aware, so
okay.
I wouldn't be able to answer that question. There are some
That's fine.
Universities who do offer that.
Again, if you send us your details, whoever asked that question, we can give you more information on that for our other universities. So another question is, do you provide fully funded scholarships for international students for master degree programs? That's from Mamondu.
I'm glad they asked this question because I've got a very good scholarship package. So basically our fees are some of the cheapest in England anyway. I think off the top of my head, it's around £13,000 for postgraduate programs and around £15,000 for undergraduate programs per year. And as I mentioned, postgraduate programs are just 1 year programs. But then on top of that, we offer an automatic £3,000 scholarship discount to all international students. There is no excellence that you need to achieve, no academic standing, because they are an international student and we want to provide them as much opportunity as possible and bring the fees down to a more comparable rate with UK fees. Then we're able to offer that opportunity by discounting automatically those fees by £3,000. Now, both Saksham and Emmanuel were fortunate to receive a scholarship that we don't offer currently. So they had a 50% scholarship available from last September's intake. We don't have that scholarship available now, but what we do have is the British Council Joint Scholarship, the Great Scholarship, We have one scholarship available for an Indian national and one scholarship available for a Nigerian national. This is for full-time postgraduate program for this September only. The deadline is actually 23:59 UK time tomorrow. So there is still time. If students have an offer with the university, they can then apply for this. And that scholarship is a full tuition fee discount. So it's not fully funded in the sense that you still have your accommodation and your living expenses and everything else to pay for, but all of the tuition fees are completely discounted. So the two lucky recipients of that British Council Great Scholarship at Edge Hill University won't have any tuition fees to pay. And if they've already paid a deposit, we will refund that back, because obviously it's a fully funded scholarship. So we have some of the best scholarship opportunities in the country in joint with our very low tuition fees. It makes us a really financially viable option, as well as having a beautiful campus. So you're not compromising on the environment because of the cost of living being much cheaper in the area, or the fees being much cheaper, or the good scholarships. You're not compromising on the actual environment. As you've heard from Emmanuel and Saksham, it's a lovely green environment. It's got really supportive staff, great academic profile, and a teaching excellence that we're very proud of. So no compromise, just a really good value for money package.
Thank you. Okay, someone's asked, which stage does the credibility interview occur?
That's the pre-CAS. So basically, once you've had an initial conditional offer, accepted the offer, and then we reassess your offer to hopefully update that to take away as many academic conditions as possible based on your documents. You are then invited to CAS Shield. As part of CAS Shield, you upload those documents, including financial documents. And when your CAS Shield profile is at 100%, we then invite you for a pre-CAS credibility interview. It's a pre-recorded interview, so the main thing about that is if we do have anybody here who's applied for Edge Hill University or is thinking of applying, the main thing is you just need to be relaxed and be genuine and really have a genuine focus as to why this university, why this program, and what you want to do in the future. And having an understanding of location, having an understanding of how an education system works roughly will all support. I'm just going to quickly pass over to Emmanuel first and then Saksham. Emmanuel, without giving any too much detail about what the questions might be, is there any sort of advice you can give to prospective international students going through the pre-CAS credibility interview? You're on mute, by the way.
Sorry. When I think you need to focus on, you have a very good access to the internet. That will give you much, reduce the time taken for you to connect to the interview session. And the interview session is just not to discredit you, but just to prepare you in case if you need to have a sort of interview with the consular or with the visa embassy during your biometric or your visa application. So it's not something to worry about. You could do it again and again, maybe 1 or 2 times, and then you could get on to that. So it's not to discourage or to give you a negative feeling, but just to know what you want to do, how you want to do it, just to know your plans. Thank you.
Thank you. And Saksham, again, without giving any questions away, how can international students prepare for that pre-CAS credibility interview?
Yeah, I would advise students to know about their course properly, about their modules, what are they going to study, and what was their background, how both courses will help them in future. And they should know about the university, and they should know about the town or city in which the university is situated. And they should also know a few things about the UK as well, and why they choose UK over other countries, and why they choose specifically Edge Hill University. So these are the important questions which can be asked by the visa embassy officers as well. And they should be confident while speaking and giving the interview, and they should prepare before the interview and focus on the English skills as well. So it really helps while giving the interview.
Yeah, and my advice to anybody is don't read from a script, because that doesn't come across as genuine, and it can also make you more robotic and nervous. We just want to know you're a genuine student with genuine interests and you're choosing the right university and the right program for you. So please do make sure that you can practice, that's absolutely fine, but on your final recording, don't read from a script and just relax and be natural and confident, just like Emmanuel and Saksham said as well. And I think there was a couple of other FAQ questions as well. We'll just wait for Danielle to come back.
Apologies, sorry. Sorry, Laura, what did you say? I'm so sorry. Matthew's locked himself out of his office. That's what I was trying to deal with.
No, it's absolutely fine. I'm just saying, like, we've just given some tips, and you know, the pre-CAS credibility isn't about being robotic, it's about being genuine, being yourselves.
Exactly.
Prepare, but don't read from a script. And this is the same advice I would give to anyone looking at the credibility interview as well, you know, with the visa application, not just the pre-CAS credibility interview.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So moving on to the next question. Someone's asked, is there any application deadlines for the PGCE course?
All of the application deadlines for specific programs are always on the web pages. So the university website, when you get to the actual course pages, they are so informative. They've got all of the entry requirements, you've got all of any deadlines, the links to where to apply to as well. So my advice, and I know ALAW will be able to support anybody with this, is finding the program that you want to study at the university on the website and having a look at the web page, because that will have all of the up-to-date information on there as well. And if there's anything that's missing or anything that, you know, can't be found, then people can get in contact with me, contact with the university. ALAW have a direct link to us as well, so that we can answer any questions. So yeah, we are happy to help, but definitely the website for entry requirements, the website for scholarships, everything you possibly need to know is on that web page as well. And also we have our students on the Ambassador platform on the website who can help with, you know, ideas, but definitely, you know, researching into the web page of any university is highly recommended.
Thank you very much, Laura, and I will back Laura up on that. The Edgehill website is great. It's so up to date on the courses, which is brilliant for students looking at it. I think that's all the questions, so we're going to wrap up there. I'm going to hand back to Lakshmi, if she's still on, to wrap up the session.
Yes, I'm right here.
Brilliant.
Right. Thank you, Daniel. So here are our contact details. Anything that we've not answered today, any particular conversation you want to have with any of our consultants, here are our contact details. WhatsApp numbers are there, email addresses, our contact direct lines in Indian office, UK office, and Dubai office. Do reach out for any kinds of doubts and clarifications. We're more than happy to help. Laura, I thank you on behalf of Matthew and the entire team of ALAW for coming in, talking to us, and Emmanuel and Saksham. This was it was absolutely new for the students who came in today to listen to you guys, and it was absolutely fantastic. That I always believe in sharing our own journey, so it's easier for students to understand. That's what we all try to do, and I'm very, very glad both Emmanuel and Saksham, who's joined us today and shared your journey with our dear students. That's going to help them to a great deal. You've got no idea, to make their decisions. Thank you so much for that. The entire team of ALAW, all our dear consultants who's organized this, thank you very much. And all our students who's joined us today, do reach out. All the very best. Good day to all of you.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, thank you very much to ALAW for the support. You know, it's been really great to be able to talk through opportunities at Edgehill and for you to be able to counsel the students. So thank you very much from Edgehill University. Thank you very much again, Emmanuel and Saksham. And just a reminder to anybody who's joined the webinar that you can get in contact directly with both Emmanuel and Saksham on the Ambassador platform on the website. So please do utilize that. You know, if you've got more questions about specific experiences that they've had, you know, you want to know more about it, feel free to get in touch. Both of them, you know, are very happy to, you know, speak to you and answer your questions and help as much as they can do as well. And obviously, if there are any questions that you want to ask me, please do get in touch with Aylor, and we'll be able to set something up where if there's questions that, you know, I can help with, I'll be more than happy to do that. And thank you for everybody who has joined today and taken the time out. And I really hope it's been useful and helpful for you. The main thing is you need to choose the right course and the right university for you. And hopefully if that is Edge Hill, then we'll see you at some point in the future on campus. So thank you again.
Thank you very much, everyone.